Hello and welcome to the materials list and introduction for Now You See It, Now You Don't, using water-soluble fabric. The Now You See It group also has a downloadable materials list in it. So, unsurprisingly, we will need Solufleece, the water-soluble fabric, which is just brilliant. It's made by Vliseline. You can buy it all over the world. It is the most efficient wash away. And also maybe 1/2 metre of Solufleece, which is the water soluble, which is also self-adhesive and comes on a very handy backing paper. You'll need a sewing machine because it's machine embroidery. I won't show you that. I think you know what a machine looks like. You will need threads, machine sewing threads, lots of different threads. You will need a lot of the threads that you choose to work with, particularly if you make large bowls. Work with a thread that you know isn't going to snap, otherwise it will drive you demented. Just use old poly-sewn machine threads if you want to. You don't have to use anything posh and shiny. You'll need embroidery rings. I use this size, which is I think a 6-inch, and this one, which is bigger. I don't know what sizes they are. I just pick up the one that I need. I have various sizes, but these are the sizes that I use on this workshop. You will need scissors to cut your Solufleece and your bits of fabric. You'll probably need some smaller snippy scissors to cut into little bits of floating threads that you don't want anybody else to see. You'll need a biro and a pencil if you want to mark your Solufleece before you stitch into it. You'll need some paint if you're going to print onto your Solufleece. Just basic acrylic is fine. You'll need a tin or a palette to pop your paint into, and you'll also need a sponge to dab onto your printing block, which also means you will need a printing block. This is the one that I use in the workshop. And you'll just use your sponge to dab the paint onto the block. You probably have some fabric scraps lurking around at home. This is a bit of viscose satin that I've space dyed, and there's also some polyester organza lurking around. Because you're working from home, or most of you will be working from home when you're watching this video, you'll have everything around you that you probably need. You'll need a clear plastic bag, a grippy bag, to put all your scraps of Solufleece in. You'll need a kitchen cloth, a J cloth, or some thick kitchen towel to blot off when you've dissolved your water-soluble elements. You'll need a bowl to dissolve your work in with some water, and you'll also need a bowl to mould over your work. Probably not the same bowl. I would recommend a plastic bowl to mould over. It's just the stitch comes away a little bit more easily. And if you're going to do the free machine embroidered scarf, you might like to try working with some crazy knitting yarns. You can use sari silks, these balls that you get of sari threads, which are absolutely gorgeous, and you can lay these down onto the Solufleece and sandwich it and stitch it. So have fun. Here comes the introduction. When you think about it, when you buy water-soluble fabric, you're buying something you're going to wash down the sink, which kind of feels a bit odd. But Solufleece and Solufleece, the self-adhesive water-soluble, it's just amazing what you can do with them. Hopefully this workshop will give you some idea of some of the things you can do with this amazing product. As far as I'm concerned, it's the best water-soluble product you can get. It's very efficient, but very versatile, particularly with the Solufleece, which comes on the backing paper because it's self-adhesive. So watch this space for what to do with that. When I first started to work with free machine embroidery, and we wanted some kind of soluble process, in 1985 we used acetate fabric and acetone from the chemists to dissolve the acetate. So if we free machine embroidered the acetate fabric in an embroidery ring, but with a bare needle with no foot. There weren't darning foots or machine embroidery foots in those days. I'm that old. Learning with a bare needle really helps you understand how quickly and how easily you can stitch into your finger. Never use a bare needle. When you're doing free machine embroidery, always use a darning foot or a free machine embroidery foot. It really isn't worth it. Do buy the proper foot if it isn't already in your sewing kit. Lecture over. So you can still use acetate. There are lots of acetate fabrics available, usually for bridal lining, and you can still buy litres of acetone from the chemists if you want to have a go. But it's pretty smelly, so I just stick to the water soluble because it's easier. This workshop is primarily to introduce you to water soluble fabrics. It's not the be all and end all of free machine embroidery. I am just going to show you the basics. We would be here all year if I was to show you everything you could do with machine embroidery, both on water soluble and other fabrics. There are many other tutors that are experts in machine embroidery, both on water soluble and on fabric. I've included some names on your materials list. So do look at their websites and then go onto their social media. Some of them just work with water soluble, others, like my friend Wendy Dolan, works with fabrics, and Claire Muir makes the most wonderful corsages and flowers. So you've got plenty of experimenting ahead of you, and a little bit of research as well if you want to take this further. So this workshop is about water soluble fabrics. It's not the be all and end all of free machine embroidery.